We had a really early start on day 2 of our trip to Montana because we had booked a snow coach tour of Yellowstone National Park. We actually thought we weren't going to make it because our map told us it was going to take us 3 hours to get there instead of the usual 45 minutes because of some road closures. But we took a chance and took the road anyway, and it was open. So we barely made it. And these trucks were so cool. We actually want to take one home with us and drive it around as our daily driver. I think they are so badass looking. You can imagine how excited the kids were to get on the bus. And so we got comfy and headed out to Yellowstone National Park. And our driver gave us some really great history of the park, and we saw some really beautiful sights. I mean, look at this river. How gorgeous is that? It was just beauty all around. And then we got to our first stop, which was a pee break and a coffee or hot cocoa run. You want to know something really funny? This was the second day that we hadn't seen our house or the drive up to the house in daylight because we left before the sunrise. Anyway, all the kids wanted to do was play in the snow, and so they went off to the side and played in the snow, and I kept telling them to not get their clothes wet because we had a really long day ahead of us, but they didn't care and they just wanted to have snowball fights, and so that is what they did. Then we hopped back onto the bus and headed to a really cool waterfall where we took some pictures and the kids checked out the scenery and played with more snow per usual. And then we actually spotted a coyote, which was so cool. So we got out and took some pictures and videos, and we also spotted some bison. So the kids were so happy because they just wanted to see some animals. And then we finally got to Old Faithful, which was our final destination, and we had to wait about an hour and a half for the geyser to erupt. And while we did that, the kids ate some fresh snow and made snow angels. We went to the gift shop and bought a couple of stuffed animals and checked out the museum there. And then we got to see Old Faithful erupt, which was really cool because they had said at some point it may go dormant, and we felt really lucky that we actually got to see it in person. On the way back, we stopped in an area where there were hot springs and more geysers and mud pots, which were really, really cool to see and super fascinating. The acidity of the minerals and organisms present in the area creates a chemical reaction that leads the rock to melt into the mud. So crazy. And at this point, the kids were pretty tired, so I had to actually carry one of them back to the truck. And after we got back to our car, we went to a barbecue restaurant in Big Sky called River House, and the kids colored while we waited for our food. Of course, we got ribs, which were fall off the bone delicious, and we also tried their wings and their fries, which were equally good. Highly recommend. And then we drove back in the dark. Cannot wait to share the next day.